Hello and welcome back to another YouTube video. I am Noemi, the creator behind n.r.b Crafts, and we are starting off by using the little notches on our lid to make sure we get a fairly evenly spaced section. We are going to be creating a triple ombre split tumbler. So half of this tumbler is going to be a triple ombre, so 3 different colors, and the other half is going to be an abstract element to it. Um, so I am going to take this T ruler and I am going to try to create a straight line um, with a Sharpie. This is hard to do with this particular ruler and have it straight and um just kind of a round surface with a squared edge, so it's kind of hard, but I did get a couple things in the mail this week um so that I can hopefully create straight lines on my tumblers and I won't have to be relying on this T ruler anymore so that I can make a straight line. So the reason I am creating a straight line is because we are going to spray paint the different sections. So one of the sections I am going to just use white spray paint, and I am using the color shot spray paints for this tumbler. So the white, I used the head in the clouds, and the other three, I honestly I forget the name, but I'll have them inserted in the video later on so you guys can see which ones I used, because I am not the best at remembering things sometimes. So what I am going to do, I am going to tape off my sides, and then I am going to also take some saran wrap and wrap one of the sides so that when I go to spray paint, I don't get any of that overspray onto the side that is going to either be white or going to be that ombre. And um, full disclosure here, this is my first time um, trying to do an ombre with spray paint and trying to do a triple ombre with glitter. So, um, I do want to just put that out there because if the tumbler doesn't look that good, it's because I have never done this before. But in all honesty, I think my ombres turned out pretty good. So, I mean, I guess it wasn't that bad. So, um, like I said, I am going to tape the sides off, and I am so sorry that I cannot show you, or well, that I couldn't record the part of me spray painting. Um, it was kind of raining when I spray painted, and where my craft room, well, my craft corner, because it's just like a little corner out of the one of the rooms that we have in the back, like a storage room. Um, so there's like this little porch type thing next to it. So I just stood under there and I spray painted as best as I could because it was raining and obviously, spray paint and rain don't mix. So I am also going to try my best to create a straight bottom. I didn't necessarily glitter all of it, but um, in the long run, if it's the bottom, you can decide to finish it off or not to finish it off. You could also, this is a steel magnolia cup, so you could also pop off that bottom and just like kind of fill that bottom in with glitter instead of um, just doing it like this. So, if you guys want to see a video of the bottom taken off, well, not taken off, but like I couldn't necessarily record that, but the only tumbler that I have is the selective glittering, and I did pop off the bottom and fill that in with glitter. If you want a specific video for how to remove the bottom, I will try my best to make one. Just let me know. I know some people do and some people don't. So today we are going to be using glitters from the lovely Jen from Rocky Road Creations. For the abstract element, it was her that taught me how to do this. So it only seemed right t- to use her glitters for this project. So, um, yeah, I am going to start off by taping off my white section so that I don't get any Mod Podge on it, and my colored glitters won't go onto my white section. And um, I kind of messed up. Full, like what else is new? I kind of messed up. As you can see, I kind of um, the yellow kind of dripped, and I was hoping that the glitter covered it. So, um, for the sake of this video, just because I was kind of on a time crunch here, I just left it in. So I'm probably gonna end up um stripping this tumbler because of that little mistake. And yeah, so that's probably what's gonna happen to this tumbler. So for this 3-way ombre, like I said before, I have never made one, but I am using the techniques that I would use for a regular ombre, so a double ombre. So anytime I am going to cascade it, I kind of hold my tumbler at a 45-degree angle a little. It might be more, might be less. You kind of just have to eyeball it a little. I was kind of doing this with a very light hand because of the fact that I have never done a, a 3-split ombre. So with this middle piece, I am going to start off by creating a line in the middle with my glitter. And then I'm gonna tilt my tumbler, from one side and then tilt it to the other side so that I can create that ombre between the two different colors on the top and the bottom, if that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. So yeah, I'm just going to kind of do this slowly and making sure that my colors are blending correctly. So I did kind of miss some spots. So after I finish this first layer, I am going to let it completely dry, and I am going to then, after it is dried, I am going to dry brush any excess glitter off, and I am also going to repeat the same process. So, I am going to, do the whole thing again. So, I'm just going to apply my Mod Podge, and then, if you can, if you want to, you can also go back in to have that gradient, that ombre kind of go a little more. And this is the part where I messed up. My tape actually peeled up some of that white spray paint. I thought it was dry, but it wasn't. So instead of just leaving it white with just the spray paint, I'm going to add a layer of white glitter. So after I add my layer of white glitter, I am going to again let it dry and then apply a second coat of glitter, and I am going to knock off any of the excess glitter before I do my second coat. So after I do my second coat, I am going to go in with about 30 milliliters of epoxy to make sure that that glitter isn't going to move, isn't going to, um, shift or anything. So, if you would like, and if you would like to take extra precaution, I do recommend you seal this with a clear spray so that none of that glitter gets onto your white or whatever color you are using if you decide to recreate this tumbler. So if you do actually choose to do a white, I do recommend sealing it with a clear spray paint so that none of the colored glitter gets on to your white section. So here I am going to apply the white glitter, and obviously I'm taking forever. So let's just zoom past this. All right, so now we're glittering. um, I am using, I believe it's called Snow Angel from Wildflower Glitter Co. I don't have any white glitters from Rocky Road Creations, and I honestly need to order some. But I am in glitter jail because I just got some glitters, and now I don't really have a place to put them. So yeah, I'm gonna have to start making more tumblers. um, Anyways, after I did this, I'm knocking off any of the excess, and then, like I said, we're gonna go in with another layer and then a layer of epoxy so that we can move on to our next step. And here I am sorry, I kind of forgot to hit the record button. So, um, I am going to show you how to do this little abstract kind of element to it. So, um, you are going to need a fine tip squeeze bottle, and you can find these in my Amazon favorites in the description. So, obviously, you saw I started with the pink because it is my darkest color, and now I am going in with the orange. So, all you're going to do for this abstract element is kind of just scribble onto your tumbler with the Mod Podge in the fine tip squeeze bottle. So you don't want like a lot, that way, you don't have a lot of like little, um, like I guess blobs of glitter, unless that's kind of what you're going for. You could also, like, you see how there is like little white sections in between those areas. You could also put some of the glitter on that, and then you have kind of like a little mesh of colors. And even though it's not an ombre per se, you kind of have like all of your colors in one, and you have them just I guess kind of like flowing together, you could say. So it's like you have all of the colors, and I haven't done this technique in a while. So I thought what a better way to get back into it than to share it with you guys. And like I said, all the credit for this technique goes to Jen. She's the one that taught me how to do this. So, Jen, if you watch this video, I love this technique and I love your glitters, and I hope I could order some soon. um, I don't have an affiliate link or anything with Jen, so her glitters are just amazing, and I love the shine that it has under epoxy. So, get yourself some of these Rocky Road Creations glitters. I will have her shop linked in the description, and if I remember what colors I used, I will put those in the description as well, so that if you guys like these colors, you guys can go pop in and place an order with my lovely friend Jen. So, after I finish this, you do want to let your Mod Podge dry in between layers. So I finished the pink. You saw I used a dry brush to brush any excess glitter off, and I did the same with the orange after it completely dried. So now I am going to go in with my yellow, and I am just kind of try to pick a space where um I think it's going to look good. So this technique is pretty easy to do. Um, those little, um, the little tips from the squeeze bottles, since it is Mod Podge, I do kind of have to be careful with the clumpies that form with Mod Podge. If you have ever used Mod Podge, you know you get clumpies out of nowhere. So you do want to be careful with that and have like kind of like I guess kind of like not a safety pin, but like those little pins that you use to hold garments together before you're sewing them. I totally forgot what they're called. So, you could use that to kind of poke at it and get all of the little clumpies out. Um, I usually tested my little tip before starting. As you can see here, I was kind of having issues and I just kind of tried it out. And like I said, you kind of just want to be patient with this. I ended up having clumpies on the inside and I took those out and then just moved on to to finishing off where the glitter was gonna go. So after you finish like your first sections, if you see you have like any white sections that you think could use a little bit more glitter, feel free to go back in, whether it be like with a darker color or your lighter color, wherever you need to um, place that glitter or that specific color. If you see that you need more of one color, or you kind of want to try to balance it out if you use too much of another color, you do just want to be careful and make sure that your Mod Podge is completely dry before you do this. Because if you go in like with the light color first, like I'm doing here with the yellow, and then I'm like, oh, well, maybe it could use a little bit more pink and go like right into the pink, then my pink and my yellow are going to mix. So if you don't want it to be like that, then, just keep that in mind that you do have to let it dry before moving on to your next color. And like I said before, this is a pretty fun technique. And if you have been looking to try something different with how you're making your tumblers or how you want to make tumblers, or if you're barely getting into making tumblers, this technique is super easy for you to do. All you do is, honestly, like I said, you just kind of scribble on there and have to just kind of make sure you don't just squeeze a blob of Mod Podge, obviously, but it is fairly simple to do this technique, and I have done full tumblers with this technique when I first learned how to do it because I was kind of obsessed with how to do this technique. So, um, if you would like to purchase a tumbler with this technique on it, you can go into my website. It's going to be in the description, or you could go to n.r.b.crafts.com, and I have a tumbler there for sale that is just with this technique on it. So I did actually use, I believe I used three different colors of glitter, and then I used um, some colored leaf on it, like kind of like the gold leaf, but it was a colored leaf. It was like a blue, I believe. And um, yeah, so if you guys want to check out any of the tumblers that I have for sale or any of the other items that I have for sale, um, you guys can always go to n.r.b.crafts.com and check those out. So I will be posting also some of the tumblers from previous videos that I have made. So if you guys like those from the video and you would like to purchase them, keep an eye out because I will be posting them soon. And if you guys would like to purchase any of the digital items or the templates that I offer, you could go to my Etsy. The reason I have an Etsy for that, for the digital art, is because if I were to put it through my website, I would have to email you the digital art, and I didn't want to make you wait because sometimes I am busy or I'm at work and you guys would have to wait till I get home, turn on my laptop, and then send it to you. So with Etsy, that way, you pay, you download it, and you're done. So, um, even though, you know, the fees and everything, hopefully it'll like balance out. But yeah, if you guys haven't checked it out, go check it out. I will have both of my shops linked in the description if you guys would like to check them out. And I will have some new digital items also. I know I don't have much. If you guys saw the previous videos, the 3 split hexagon, I have that template on there if you would like to create it. I do have it in different sizes for the tumblers. I know I have the obviously the 40-ounce mug that I did for the video, and I also have a 32 and a 24 from the Steel Magnolia. So if you guys use the tumblers from the Steel Magnolia, then you guys will have those as well. I just have to post those. So here I am just finishing off the tumbler with some of this super cute holographic vinyl, and this is all I'm doing for this tumbler. Like I said, I might end up stripping it, so I didn't want to put a decal and just kind of, you know, after I put the decal on, just waste the decal if I'm gonna end up stripping the tumbler. But this is how I finished it off. And after this, you know, obviously you would add your last layer of epoxy. And also, I did make sure to cut a little bit below from the top so that, you know, once you go to epoxy this tumbler, your vinyl strip is completely covered. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys on Wednesday. Love you guys. Bye.